Most of the world's healthcare systems are based on an approach that's pretty much summed up by the phrase disease identification and treatment. Health enhancement, on the other side, is basically focusing on things that we all can do in our daily life that will enhance our health and well-being. Examples of this could be physical movement, could be sound, could be concentration, meditation, physical exercise, and easeful body. There are many different techniques that will impact upon your health and well-being that don't focus on what's wrong with you, but rather put the emphasis on what you can do and what is right with you. And that's the essence of health enhancement. It's basically encouraging people to focus on what they can do and the science that proves that by focusing on these lifestyle habits and activities, we can actually improve overall health and well-being. You might say, what evidence is there to support this notion of health enhancement as opposed to disease identification and treatment? Well, the first thing that came into my attention that launched me into this awareness of health enhancement was the work by Dr. Dean Ornish. Dr. Ornish was somebody who was basically taking yoga techniques in the United States and teaching them to people and seeing what impact that had on the disease process that he was focused on, which was heart disease in that case. And basically he taught them yoga movements and breathing, guided relaxation and meditation, made them aware of their food choices and put them on a low-fat diet, had groups of people meeting and sharing their feelings, their emotions associated with the challenges that they were facing in daily life, and also a physical exercise regime that consisted of moderate aerobic activity and allowing people to monitor how they could step up that activity over a period of time. Well, by focusing on enhancing their health through only lifestyle modification, so no surgical or medical intervention, even though Dr. Ornish was a qualified doctor in the cardiology area, he basically noticed that the disease process was being reversed, that people with heart disease and serious challenges in that area were unblocking their arteries, not through bypass surgery, not through stents or any sort of medical or surgical intervention, not through pharmaceuticals, but strictly through enhancing their health through lifestyle modification. This area of health enhancement was later brought to my attention through the work of Dr. Herbert Benson at Harvard Medical School, who became quite famous for something known as the relaxation response. The relaxation response is what's elicited in the body when a group of people who are doing transcendental meditation asked to be studied by Dr. Benson at Harvard. And what he found was that after an initial period of concentrating and focusing the mind, people could reduce their blood pressure, activate the more relaxed alpha wave brain patterns of their brain, and come into a more calm and peaceful state just by repeating a sound over and over again in their mind. We were all familiar at that point in time with the fight or flight response that the human body has. But it was the first time that anybody had actually proven under medical supervision over repeated documentation and replication that the body was actually able to be controlled to elicit states of relaxation by a repetition of the sound over and over again internally by those meditators. Well, on the foundation of these and many other studies, people started to realize that there are minor things that most people can learn how to do in their daily life that impact directly on their overall health and well-being. And this whole field of health enhancement, as opposed to disease identification and treatment, began to grow. So what we basically are looking at here is a lifestyle program, a lifestyle approach, where 12 different areas of our lives can be monitored and examined to look at areas that we can boost our immune function, enhance our flexibility of the body, feel more alive and invigorated in everything that we do each day as a result not of what's wrong with us, but what's right with us. And what we can learn from that is a whole new approach of living. And these areas vary from the breath and having breath awareness, to the mind and learning how to focus and calm and release stress in the mind, to the food awareness side of things, our service in daily life, and the mind-body connection, the environments that we inhabit and how we can rearrange these environments to basically enhance our health and well-being. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going one by one through these different 12 areas of health enhancement and giving specific tips and ideas based on medical and scientific research that proves that each one of these 12 areas can actually fundamentally change how we live and the quality of our life. We're not necessarily saying anybody's going to live longer. Health enhancement isn't about longevity, although most likely it will impact upon it. It's really about now, this moment, how we live, the quality of our lives in terms of our relationships with other people, in terms of our peace of mind, and in terms of our joy in everyday life. So health enhancement is not necessarily something that is restricted in terms of where it's delivered. It can be delivered in spa environments. It could be delivered in hospital environments. I'm most excited about delivering it in schools and educational institutions where people actually learn to have a manual, an operator's manual for their body and for their mind, which will lead to a spirit of peace and joy. And that's really the essence of health enhancement. It's about developing, as my teacher would often remind me, an easeful body, a peaceful mind, leading to a useful life. And those are the three criteria that we're basically trying to focus on in teaching health enhancement techniques to people. Allowing your life to flow, allowing your relationships to prosper, allowing your day-to-day work and hobby time to be as vital and energetic as it possibly can.